Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ghesseh. I apologize, I'm probably not pronouncing your name correctly. So let's take a look at your situation. You say, I took a TOEFL class last spring, but unfortunately I couldn't take part in an exam till now, so I feel a gap between my practice to fill the TOEFL exam successfully. I need to acquire 90 to 100, and my old score was 72. So you had 19 points in the reading, 18 points in the listening, 17 points in the speaking, and 18 points in the writing. You say, I was not sure that which plan is beneficial for me. I want to retake the exam on November 15th. I have a limited time with a lot of heavy work in speaking, listening, and writing. You got a lot of heavy work. You got a lot of intensive study, no joke. So my recommendations for you are as follows. Now, the window you're looking at right now is approximately 2 months, am I right? So we got October, we have November, you have about 60 days. Now the question is it reasonable to expect a student to increase his or her score from 72 to 90 in 2 months, or 72 to 100 in 2 months? The answer is no, probably not. So I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it's just not likely. I'm just being honest with you. I'm kind of like the TOEFL doctor. I try to give you the bad news, try to tell you what's going on so you can kind of make some decisions. You're probably looking at a window of 3 to 6 months, to be honest. If you work hard, if you're focused, if you're independent, if you get things done, probably 3 to 6 months. So here's my recommendations for you. You might want to write these things down. Now, it's going to be tough, but you have to find time to prepare for the TOEFL exam. If you don't have a lot of time and you're really busy, then there's no point in even trying, because if you can't set aside the time, it's going to be frustrating for you. You're not going to be able to reach that goal. But here's what you want to do. You can make a decision. Do you have time to do these things? Number one, spend about 45 to 60 minutes every day right now, Ghesseh, reading. You can read newspapers, magazines, and longer books. Number two, also practice listening every day for about 45 to 60 minutes. Now we're talking about an hour and a half to 2 hours every day just doing reading and listening practice. Now with listening, if you have English TV, this is great. You can watch programs that focus on history, documentary, maybe science programs. These are all important. Even news programs can help you. Now, if you don't have English TV and you need to use the internet, I'll give you 3 great websites. Write these down. Number 1, National Public Radio. Number 2, TED Talks. Number 3, Randall Cyber Listening Lab. These 3 websites will give you a lot of good listening. But that's not enough, Ghesseh. Is as you're doing the reading and the listening practice, get a pen, a pencil, get some paper, and then start taking down notes on the main and the most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages. You got to be disciplined. You got to believe what I'm telling you will help. Everything I'm telling you so far is free. It costs you nothing but work. You got to spend time. Now, using your notes, I want you to write 3 academic summaries each week, Ghesseh. Each summary should be about 250 words. The summary should summarize the main and the most important points of a reading or listening passage. Now, in addition to writing summaries, you should also give summaries. You should practice speaking about the reading and the listening passages. Your oral responses should be approximately 60 seconds long, and like the writing, they should summarize the main and the most important supporting points. Now, I even recommend that you record your voice as you summarize the reading and the listening passages. Then you can listen to it again. You can critique your audio recording for your pronunciation, your language use, also your topic development, how you're organizing and supporting your details. If you do just those two things, I'm telling you, very big difference. But it's going to take a minimum of 3 months. You got to do this for about 90 days to maybe 6 months, depending on how weak your current skills are. Now, if you can do these first two suggestions, you're getting some good reading practice, you're getting some good listening practice, you're also practicing note-taking, which is extremely important for the TOEFL IBT, and you're practicing your integrated writing and your integrated speaking areas. How about that? That's a lot of practice in an hour and a half, isn't it? But you got to do it every day. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Now, number 3, I'm going to recommend my 90-day TOEFL study guide for you. Now, keep in mind that you can use my online course however you want. Once you join my course and become one of my students, you have complete unlimited access to all 700 of my vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking lessons, right? The study guide is simply a suggestion of different lessons that you can work on during the 3 months that you're studying. Remember that 700 lessons, you can't learn all that information in 90 days. You'll probably need longer than that. And some of my students do need longer, and you might need longer than that. So you also want to spend maybe 1 to 2 hours each day going through the lessons in my 90-day TOEFL study guide, or you can go to my website. You can study whatever you want, whenever you want. So I think a combination, of the reading and the listening practice that I just outlined in this video, and 1 to 2 hours at my online TOEFL course each day, that will help you build your academic English language proficiency. And you know what's going to happen? Good things are going to happen. Now, write this down in your notes too. At about 90 days, I want you to go to the 8th section of my course. I have full-length IBT practice test. At that point, I want you to take a practice test so you can mark your progress and you can see where you are, and hopefully you'll be a lot higher than 72. Now, once you get your practice test results scored, including all 6 of your speaking tasks and both of your writing tasks, you get subtotals for all 4 sections, you get an overall score, then you can make a decision about whether or not you feel you're ready to take the TOEFL IBT. All right, so it's my opinion, you probably need to give, about a 3-month window of some very serious, intensive study, then take a practice test, and then you can talk to me, we'll talk, you can send me an email, and we can figure out what your next step is from there. All righty? Anyway, thank you very much for your email, and all the best, honestly, all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success. I want you to succeed.